The arena went silent for a split second, that eerie calm before chaos, and then it hit the 3 count. Cody Rhodes, flat on his back only moments before, had turned the tables yet again, and the referee's hand smacked the mat 1, 2, 3. And just like that, the nightmare of Drew McIntyre's career deepened. The American Nightmare had retained the undisputed WWE Championship, and the Scottish Warrior was left staring into the void, broken, furious, and robbed once again on the biggest stage possible. The fans didn't even know how to react. Some roared in approval, draped in Cody's glory, while others booed so loud you could feel the bitterness burn through the cameras. And why? Because this wasn't just another win. This was another dagger into the heart of Drew McIntyre's journey. Another cruel twist of fate for a man who has fought, clawed, and bled for the moment that keeps slipping through his fingers. This wasn't just Cody Rhodes winning. This was Cody Rhodes surviving. And the fact that it came at Drew McIntyre's expense? That's the gut punch the WWE Universe didn't see coming, but deep down, they feared it. Because when it comes to Drew McIntyre, heartbreak isn't just a storyline, it's reality. Think back to WrestleMania 36. The world was locked down, the fans were gone, the arenas were empty. Drew McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, the biggest win of his life, but there was no roar of the crowd, no confetti, no cathartic explosion of history being made. He stood alone in silence, raising the title in front of cameras instead of fans. And ever since that night, Drew has carried the curse of never getting his crowning moment in front of a live audience. And if you think Clash at the Castle in 2022 broke him, you're right. Cardiff, Wales. A homecoming in the UK. A stadium of 60,000 fans screaming his name. Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. It was supposed to be his redemption, his vindication, his legacy-defining moment. And then Solo Sikoa debuted. Interference. Screwjob. Roman retained. And Drew? He sang a sad song with Tyson Fury to hide the devastation that poured out of him. That wasn't just a loss, that was his destiny being ripped away in front of his people. And now, here we are again. Another chance. Another championship match. Another heartbreak. Cody Rhodes stands tall, and Drew McIntyre is left broken. But let's talk about Cody Rhodes for a second, because his story is just as divisive. Cody isn't supposed to be here. He left WWE years ago, frustrated, underutilized, mocked with the Stardust gimmick that buried his talent under glitter and paint. He walked out. He built himself up on the independent scene. He became the face of AEW. He smashed the throne, mocked Triple H, declared himself a rebel against WWE's machine. And then he came back. And not only did he come back, but he came back to finish a story. To do what his father, Dusty Rhodes, never could: become WWE Champion. At WrestleMania 40, Cody finally toppled Roman Reigns, ending the most dominant title reign of the modern era. He lifted the championship high, and the fans cried tears of joy. The story was finished, or so we thought. Because the more Cody wins, the more people start to ask, is he really the hero? Or is WWE turning him into the very thing he once fought against: the chosen one, the golden boy, the company's protected face? And nowhere is that debate louder than right now, with Drew McIntyre lying in the ashes of another failed dream. The match itself was brutal. Cody and Drew tore each other apart. The strikes, the near falls, the claymore that almost took Cody's head off. The crowd was living and dying with every move. For a split second, after that massive claymore, fans believed this is it. This is Drew's night. The referee's hand hit the mat 1, 2, and Cody Rhodes kicked out. The American Nightmare survived. And then came the ending. Cody countered, planted Drew with the CrossRhodes not once, not twice, but 3 times. Drew's body went limp. The referee's hand smacked the mat again 1, 2, 3. Cody retained. The nightmare continued. And Drew? He rolled out of the ring, staring up at the lights like a man who just watched his destiny slip through his fingers yet again. His face said it all: rage, heartbreak, disbelief. You could see the questions running through his mind. What more do I have to do? How many times do I have to climb the mountain just to be shoved back down? What is it going to take? And here's the truth: fans are angry. Not because Cody doesn't deserve to be champion, but because Drew McIntyre deserves to be champion too. And WWE keeps dangling that carrot in front of him, only to snatch it away at the very last second. It's cruel. It's infuriating. It's brilliant storytelling. Because let's not forget, this is professional wrestling. It's kayfabe and reality bleeding together. And WWE knows exactly what they're doing. They know that every time Drew loses, fans get angrier. They know that every time Cody wins, fans start to question whether he's being pushed down their throats. And that tension? That's money. That's drama. That's what keeps people tuning in. But ask yourself this: how many more times can Drew McIntyre lose before the fans give up on him completely? How many more times can Cody survive before the fans turn on him? That's the razor's edge WWE is walking right now. And last night, they danced on that line like masters of manipulation. But let's be honest, this result wasn't just about Cody and Drew. This was about WWE protecting their new face of the company. Cody Rhodes is the poster boy now. He's on the commercials. He's the smiling champion for press tours. He's the feel-good story WWE loves to shove down the world's throat. And Drew McIntyre? He's the guy who keeps getting sacrificed to make the story even sweeter. And that's why fans are angry. Because deep down, they know Drew deserves it. He's earned it. He's carried the company when nobody else would. He fought through release, through years of rebuilding himself outside WWE, through empty arena heartbreaks. He's the Scottish warrior. He's the guy who should be champion. And yet, once again, he's the guy left empty-handed. So now, the question is, what's next? What's next for Drew McIntyre? Does he keep fighting? Does he finally snap? Does he turn heel out of frustration? Does he leave WWE altogether? And what about Cody Rhodes? Does he keep surviving, or is WWE building him up just to be torn down in the most dramatic way possible? Because here's the truth, whether you like it or not, Cody Rhodes vs Drew McIntyre isn't just a match. It's the story of two men chasing destiny, one who caught it, and one who keeps watching it slip away. And the way this story ended? It's not the end. It's the beginning of something darker, angrier, and far more unpredictable. Because Drew McIntyre can only take so much heartbreak before the warrior becomes the destroyer. And Cody Rhodes can only survive so many close calls before the American Nightmare turns into the villain. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, the aftermath of Cody Rhodes retaining the WWE Undisputed Championship against Drew McIntyre starts to spiral into something way bigger than a single match outcome. Fans weren't just reacting to the result, they were exploding with opinions, rage, and questions about what's next for the future of WWE. Because this wasn't just Cody Rhodes holding onto a title, this was WWE sending a very clear, very deliberate message: the story isn't finished, and the power dynamics at the top are shifting in ways that could either elevate the company to new heights or divide the fanbase like never before. You could feel the ripple effect immediately. Social media caught fire. Half the audience erupted in cheers for Cody, praising him for surviving another war, proving that he's the face WWE wants to push into the future. The other half? They were livid furious that Drew McIntyre, who clawed his way back after years of setbacks, after being robbed time and time again, was once again left with nothing but shattered momentum. And the bitterness in those reactions wasn't just about McIntyre losing, it was about the way it happened. Because if you rewatch that finish carefully, you can see WWE laying the seeds for something much darker, much more manipulative than just a hero winning against the odds. Let's break it down. Drew had Cody dead to rights. There's no question about it. McIntyre hit that Claymore with so much force that Cody looked out cold. In any normal match, that's game over, championship changed, and Drew finally standing tall as the man who ended Cody's run. But no, this wasn't a normal match. The referee just happens to get distracted at the exact same moment. The timing was too perfect, too convenient. And that's when you realize WWE didn't just book Cody to win, they booked Drew to fail, no matter what. And this is where fans started connecting dots. Who benefits most from Cody Rhodes staying on top? Think about it. Roman Reigns is still looming in the background. Seth Rollins wants another shot. Even Damian Priest and the entire Judgment Day are circling like sharks. But more than that, WWE needs Cody as the golden boy right now, because he's their symbol of hope, their proof that loyalty to the story pays off. If Cody loses, that entire narrative they've been selling for 2 years collapses. So what do? They sacrifice Drew. Again. Just like at Clash at the Castle. Just like at WrestleMania 40 Night 2. Just like every time Drew gets close to the brass ring. And let's be real, fans are pissed, because it feels intentional. WWE knows McIntyre has the sympathy, the crowd backing, the hunger, but instead of rewarding it, they dangle it in front of him like a cruel joke. And here's the kicker, the fans are starting to feel like Drew is being used as a pawn in someone else's story. And that someone else is Cody Rhodes. But let's pause here and ask the big question, is Cody really the hero of this story anymore? Because yes, he's the champion, yes, he's beloved by kids and casual fans, but think about what he represents right now. Every single time Cody survives, it's someone else's expense. Brock Lesnar? Left hanging. Seth Rollins? Pushed aside. Shinsuke Nakamura? Forgotten. And now Drew McIntyre beaten again, humiliated again, left to walk out with nothing but broken pride. It's almost like Cody's victories aren't inspiring anymore, they're starting to feel exploitative. And that's why fans are mad. Because instead of building multiple stars, WWE is funneling all that momentum into one man, at the expense of everyone else. Now here's where it gets wild. After the match, Drew's face said everything. He wasn't just disappointed, he was broken. And broken men in WWE don't stay quiet. You know exactly what happens when someone gets this close to the top and gets robbed. It plants a seed of bitterness that grows into something far more dangerous than a simple title chase. You could see it in his eyes. Drew McIntyre is done playing the good guy. He's done waiting his turn. And the WWE Universe might just be about to witness the most ruthless, most unhinged version of Drew McIntyre we've ever seen. Imagine it: Drew turning his back on the fans who abandoned him, the company that keeps betraying him, and Cody Rhodes, the man who represents everything Drew has lost. You want to talk about storytelling? That's a recipe for chaos. Because a heel McIntyre isn't just a challenger, he's a destroyer. And if WWE goes down that road, Cody Rhodes might not survive it, even with the belt still around his waist. But let's not pretend this is just about Cody and Drew. No, this ripple effect is bigger than both of them. Because the locker room is watching. Seth Rollins is watching. Roman Reigns is watching. CM Punk, yes, Punk, sitting in the background, waiting for his chance, is watching. Everyone knows that as long as Cody is champion, the path to the top is blocked. And the more WWE protects Cody, the more resentment is going to build. Eventually, someone, whether it's Drew, Roman, or someone we're not even thinking about, is going to snap and take Cody out in a way that shocks the entire world. And maybe that's exactly what WWE wants. Maybe they're setting Cody up for a fall so massive, so devastating, that it shakes the company to its core. Think about it: what better way to create a new megastar than to have them do the unthinkable, not just beat Cody, but end him? Because Cody's whole story has been about hope, redemption, finishing the tale his father started. But stories don't end with happy endings in WWE, they end in betrayal, heartbreak, and chaos. And if you think Cody's story is safe just because he retained against Drew McIntyre, you haven't been paying attention. And here's where you, the fans, come in. Because WWE is watching the reaction. They're monitoring every tweet, every chant, every sign in the crowd. They want to know: are you still behind Cody? Or are you ready to turn on him? Are you still chanting his name? Or are you secretly rooting for Drew McIntyre or anyone else to finally take him down? Because make no mistake, the louder you get, the more WWE listens. And if this backlash keeps growing, Cody Rhodes might find himself in the same position as John Cena back in the day: beloved by half, despised by the other half. And that's when things get dangerous. So let's talk about Drew's future for a second. Where does he go from here? He could demand another rematch, sure. He could spiral into madness and start attacking everyone in his path. Or here's the real kicker: he could align himself with someone powerful enough to help him take Cody down. Imagine Drew McIntyre forming an unholy alliance with Roman Reigns. Imagine Drew siding with Judgment Day. Imagine Drew, desperate and broken, standing shoulder to shoulder with CM Punk, of all people, just to prove a point. That's the kind of chaos WWE thrives on, and it's the kind of storytelling that could shake the entire company. But don't get it twisted, this isn't just about Drew McIntyre. It's about what Cody's reign represents. Because the longer Cody holds the championship, the more controversial it becomes. The fans are already split, the locker room is restless, and every single match feels like WWE is tightening the leash around its own audience. And when that leash finally snaps, oh, you better believe it's going to be ugly. So here's the angering truth. The part that's going to sting for some of you: Cody Rhodes retaining wasn't about rewarding the fans. It wasn't about giving us a satisfying conclusion to a hard-fought battle. It was about control. It was about WWE telling you, the fan, that no matter how loud you cheer for Drew McIntyre, no matter how badly you want to see him finally get his moment, your voice doesn't matter. Because they've already chosen their guy. They've already decided whose story is worth telling. And until they say otherwise, you're going to sit there and watch Cody Rhodes walk out, time after time, belt in hand, while everyone else gets left in the dust. And that, right there, is why you should be angry. Because Drew deserved better. Because the fans deserved better. Because deep down, you know this isn't the end, it's just the beginning of another cycle of heartbreak. And the only question left is this: how much longer are you willing to tolerate it before you demand change? So sound off in the comments. Don't hold back. Tell the world if you're sick of Cody being protected. Tell the world if you think Drew got screwed. Tell the world if you're ready for anyone to finally step up and end Cody's reign. Because the louder you get, the harder it is for WWE to ignore. And when that breaking point finally comes, it won't just be another match. It'll be a revolution.